Surprise! Nintendo sucks! This company just can't stay out of the news these days, and let me tell you, that is not a good thing. So what's Nintendo done now? Oh boy, let's see. Remember how the Switch 2 is supposed to be backwards compatible? Well, I mean, it's backwards compatible in the sense that it plays some games more or less, but that's a whole other rabbit hole. Well, it actually isn't backwards compatible out of the box. You have to download a day one patch before the Switch 2 will play any Switch 1 games. It also won't play the vast majority of Switch 2 games without the patch. Any games requiring a virtual keycard require the update before you can even do the download in the first place. Also, you can't use the microSD express cards without the update either, which is the primary expandable storage medium for the system. Nintendo's welcome tour, the $10 Switch 2 user guide, requires $140 worth of accessories and possibly a new TV to complete. You seriously can't make this shit up. Playing through the entire experience earns you a medal. You can get a gold medal for completing everything, or you can enter a cheat code to skip the parts you can't complete because you don't have the required hardware, thus giving you a silver medal. Some of these sections require specific hardware that doesn't come with the Switch 2. One mini game requires the camera, $54.99. Another mini game requires a controller with a GL and GR buttons, so a Pro controller, $84.99. And one mini game requires a 4K TV. I'll let you figure out how much that costs. So odds are, if you forked over the $10 for welcome tour, you can't even complete the damn thing. Nintendo was so cheap with the packaging of the Switch 2 that during pre-order pickup, some retailers stapled receipts onto the Switch 2 boxes, and because the packaging is so thin, it punctured through the box and into the Switch 2 screen. No styrofoam, cardboard spacers, nothing. I mean, why protect a $500 piece of hardware, am I right? Nintendo issued a warning to Switch 2 owners to not peel off the protective film on the system's screen, something that I would think everyone would do immediately, because without it, the screen can shatter and become a hazard. Thank God this system's user base isn't primarily children. Whew. Oh wait, Nintendo also warns that the internal battery may become, quote, impossible to charge if you don't charge the battery at least once every 6 months. So, if you use the system wrong, i.e. violating Nintendo's user terms, it gets bricked. If you don't use it enough, it gets bricked. Anything else, Nintendo? If I use it in the bathroom, will it be bricked? Can I take this thing anywhere? Do I have any freedom to use my system at all? And finally, reports of analog stick drift are already starting to pop up, some of them right out of the box. This was a huge issue with the original Switch, and before the Switch 2 launch it was confirmed that the analog sticks hadn't been improved from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, so it's likely to have the exact same issue. Unfortunately, despite all these fuck-ups and shitty business practices, the systems are selling anyway. Nintendo has reported that the Switch 2 is the company's fastest selling system globally, with more than 3.5 million units sold in the first 4 days alone. What happened here, everybody? Why are we buying overpriced garbage?
You feed them, you raise them, you send them to school, and they're still fucking stupid!